Hello everyone. Today we will start our hazard identification and risk assessment training. So I cannot conduct the training fully, so we will go by part. Okay, so that you can understand easily. So what is the purpose of hazard identification and risk assessment? The main purpose is we have to understand the hazard that might arise in our organization's activities, and also we have to ensure that the risk to people arising from these hazards are assessed, prioritized, and controlled to a level that is acceptable. So, what is the document we have to refer before preparing? Here are documents. So, we have to refer work method statement. So, what all the things will be there in work method statement? Like we will have the work details about working area, and we will have the access and egress to the working area and the illumination level provided over there, and what are the plant and machineries which we are going to use for that work, and what are the PPEs we are going to use, and what type of power supply we are going to use, and where they are going to work, like for working platform or ground level or scaffolding, like this will be there, and sequence of work and working hours, whether it is a day shift, whether it's a night shift, and finally we will have the emergency procedure. These all details will be there in work method statement. So we have to refer this work method statement before preparing hazard identification and risk assessment document. So who all will be there in preparing the health and safety risk assessment? So HERA will be prepared not only by safety officer, it is a teamwork like functional heads, construction manager, site engineer, site supervisor, then workman, so contract employees, and also environmental health and safety officers. So how will you identify the hazard? Normally, hazard will be identified by the sources or situations and acts. So what is sources? Like machineries, so energy sources. These are all the examples of sources. Situations means like working at height, or some persons working inside excavation or confined space. These all situations. So acts means like manual lifting, crane lifting. So these types of acts will be there. So from these all sources, situations, and acts, we have to identify the hazards. So there are different types of hazards. Some of the hazards are physical hazard, uh, biological hazard, chemical hazard, and psychological hazard. And we can call electrical hazards also there. So mechanical hazard, lot of hazards are there. Okay. So these are all some examples of physical hazard and biological hazard, chemical hazard, and psychological hazard. Physical hazard is, for example, if the road is in uneven, so someone can fall. So it is a physical hazard. So what is biological hazard? In a biological hazard is nothing but living organism. So maybe where we are working, so in that area, so snake may come. So in that we can call as a biological hazard. So what is the chemical hazard? If a person is using some chemical, so he will come contact with that chemical. Like for example, he may inhale that chemical. So like this type of hazard we will call as chemical hazard. What is psychological hazard? For example, if a manager is pushing the workman to finish the work very fastly, and he will do very fastly that work. So what he will do, he will become stressed, so which may lead to health issues. And also physical violence. For example, if two workmen are fighting, so that it is also we will call as psychological hazard. So now we will see what is hazard. What is the definition of hazard? Hazard is nothing but which has potential to cause harm. Harm means like physical injury or damage to property or damage to environment. So this type all we will call as hazard. So we will see with an example. This is a tiger, a live tiger. A live tiger is always a hazard. So what is risk? If a tiger is free to roam, is a risk, because if it is free to roam, then it will cause harm to someone. So now we will see it clearly. What is a risk? The definition of the risk is a combination of likelihood and severity of injury or damage to the health of people which caused by the event. Normally, risk will be increased when the severity or likelihood of the harm increases. I will tell you the example. If a live tiger is roaming inside a town, then it is a higher risk. If the same live tiger is roaming inside a forest, it is a low risk. Okay. So next we will see what is acceptable risk and what is residual risk. Acceptable risk is once the risk is reduced after giving control measures, then it is a acceptable risk. So what are the risk remaining after giving control measures? Then we will call as residual risk. Okay. For now, today we will see this much, and in coming next part we will see the next activities. Thank you. Please like and share this video so that it will be useful to many people. Okay, thank you.